Hello, my scrappy friends. It is Jess here from the Scrappy Sisters, and thank you for joining me for a Kitaholic Kits design team layout. So for this layout, I have taken the super gorgeous wood grain paper that we got in the kit, and this is a Jen Hatfield's Stardust. And it was so difficult for me to actually use this wood grain paper because I loved the cutter parts on the back as well, but the color of this wood grain just spoke to me too much. I had to use it in a full 12 by 12. I also absolutely adore the yellow in this collection. Oh my god, how happy is that yellow color? So I've used that entire sheet as well now with last week's layout too. It is all gone, but I've managed to get it onto a few pages, so I'm pretty happy with that. As you can see, I've made a little pocket here, and I am popping my two photos matted on that yellow. You might have noticed when it was upside down that it was totally pieced together. I had just enough to mat this whole thing out, but you can't even tell it was bitsy. I promise. I cover up the join marks and the rest is gone. It looks spot on. And I've got my two super cute photos of my boys dressed up, and I am putting on the title now underneath that simply says Book Week. I have been holding on to this layout forever because I have so many photos that I want to get in this layout, and I just had no idea how to do it. So I picked kind of the two, not the best photos, but the two that sort of tell the main story. And there is so much to tell in this story, so there will be some journaling that I add on later. Basically, it is book week. Jack's first real book week at primary school, so not daycare. We made him the super cute costume that goes with the, what's his name? Rob Graham, maybe. I wrote to the zoo to send me so they sent me a snake, but it was too scary, so I sent him back. So they sent me a monkey, but he was too naughty, so I sent him back. That book. And so we made it. Obviously, Jack is the monkey, and he's too naughty, and he gets sent back. And then he was so sick, and he couldn't go to school, and he was devastated. Oh, poor little guy. So he missed out on his very first book week, which totally sucked. And then Tom goes to kinder 4 days a week because I work 4 days a week, and they don't want anyone to miss out. And there are some kids that only go to kinder 1 day a week. So they had book week every day for that week. So my gorgeous boy dressed up in a different costume every single day of the week. Did he have to? No, they don't require you to dress up every day. Did he want to? Absolutely, he wanted to. So we managed to pull it off mostly with costumes he had at home, except this one that he's wearing. Thumbs up if you had already guessed it. He is the butterfly at the end of The Very Hungry Caterpillar, because his mummy dressed up as the caterpillar a long time ago. And she made a caterpillar dress that is the Very Hungry Caterpillar, and I lent it to one of his beautiful educators at kinder who he absolutely adores, and so they were matching. So she was the caterpillar and he was the butterfly, and he was tickled pink. And so I made those wings. They're just cardboard that we tied onto him, made his little hat thingies so that he looks like the hungry caterpillar, and da-da-da-da. But I have so many photos because I've got a few more of Jack used in his costume. Here we go. And then I have all these ones as well of all the other days. So Tom as a fireman, there's Jack and his thing. That was Tom as a wiggle, I think. Those are the teachers at school, because I didn't even get to go because I had to keep Jack at home, so I missed out. And I actually had made the costumes for my work colleagues as well, and then I couldn't go. Anyway, no big deal. And so this is actually a scrap lift of the amazing Ranella. She did a layout like this in her December series a while ago, and I scrap lifted that on the 22nd of December for my December series, and now I'm just doing it again because it was so amazing. It gets all of my photos in. I've put them kind of close to the top, so hopefully you can reach them without going too far into the pocket. That was my aim. I used the blue and white thread that came in the Maggie Holmes ephemera or embellishment pack thingy. I don't know what that's called. But yeah, So that was a really long rambling story. I'm sorry. Sometimes I get a bit carried away. But that's what I was going for. And I used 3 of the super gorgeous flower clusters and then 3 of the really fun print shop title words, as you can see. Popped those up on alphas as well. And it just kept it really matching, so therefore quite simple. Even though there are 3 clusters and then there's a lot going on with all of those tags in the pocket, it's quite simple because they're all similar. Each of the clusters like match each other and look the same. So I feel like that works, because otherwise there's just too much going on and this layout is so busy. Hence why the background needed to be quite simple and plain by having that wood grain print. If I had have tried to use a pattern print, I think it just would have been way too much. I certainly could have used white, but I just didn't want the starkness of white for this particular layout. And I just love how it all came together. It is so fun. So thank you, Ronnie, for letting me share this layout. You're a legend. Your creative genius strikes again. I hope you have enjoyed watching this last layout for me for January, and I will see you all again in February with the next kit. Bye, everyone.